Healing without oil, why cooking methods matter. I'm going to read an article that was just published recently in the National Health Association newsletter. This is an establishment that Kathy and I have been following. They have a wonderful newsletter and a conference every year and some travel opportunities also. So we recommend you check them out. This article was written by Dr. Frank Sabatino, and it's on a subject that's very important to Kathy and I, and it's about oil. Many people come to our retreats and they just can't wrap their head around, why can't we eat oil? Well, Kathy and I have just eliminated oil to the best of our abilities at home for sure, and then we just know we're going to get it when we eat out, which is kind of an issue for both of us. But this article may help you understand a little bit more about the oil situation, okay? So I'm going to start reading the article, and you do not have to be watching the video. I just put something up here pretty that you can look at if you want to, but it's mostly just an audio situation here, okay? Fat is an essential macronutrient of any healthy diet, providing 9 calories per gram compared to 4 calories per gram for protein and carbohydrates. Therefore, it is easy to consume excessive calories when eating high-fat foods and oils that are so common in the animal-based, highly processed diets consumed by so many. This contributes to a global pandemic of excessive weight and body fat and a variety of other health risks. The optimal diet for long-term health and weight loss must be low in fat without added oil. In the China study, the leanest people with the lowest outcome of heart disease and a variety of cancers consumed plant-based diets containing less than 15% fat. In landmark studies of Drs. Ornish and Esselstyn, heart disease, plaque formation, and blockage of blood vessels to the heart and high blood levels of cholesterol were prevented and reversed by low-fat whole plant food containing approximately 10 to 15% fat. This is significantly less than the typical disease-promoting American diet containing 35 to 40% fat. To ensure healthier levels of fat intake, only whole plant food, naturally low in fat, is recommended. There are no animals in nature that isolate pure fat from their food chain, put it in their bodies of liquid fat, oil, and pour it on what they eat. To protect against excessive fat intake and maintain a fat content that is most advantageous for healing, preventing, and reversing excessive weight and disease, focus your diet on a diversity of fruits and vegetables, deep greens, whole grains, beans, lentils, potatoes, and just a few ounces a day of higher fat foods, including nuts, seeds, and avocados. Eliminate all bottled oils, animal fats, and junk food. It is important to realize that the impact of fat oil on health and healing is not based on quantity alone, but also what happens to it when it's cooked, prepared, and processed. All fats are made up of building blocks called fatty acids. These building blocks come in 2 basic flavors, saturated and unsaturated. These designations refer to the structure and bonds of the carbon and hydrogen atoms that make up the fatty acid. Saturated fats are more common in animal products and are very stable chemically and solid at room temperature. So if you see fat marbling a piece of meat, that's solid saturated fat. Unsaturated fats are more unstable, more prone to damage by light and heat, and liquid at room temperature, like the bottles of liquid vegetable oils on your supermarket shelves. A glaring and risky exception to this is coconut oil, which is a highly saturated plant oil that is significantly more saturated than animal lard and can adversely increase cholesterol levels and the risk of heart disease. How fat is cooked and processed can promote 3 modifications, and he's going to go over all 3 of them here. They are hydrogenation, transformation, and oxidation. So these 3 modifications, they may increase chronic inflammation or disease, they may increase aging, cancer, and weight gain. When unsaturated fats or vegetable oils are exposed to even modest cooking heat of 150 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, they can be saturated by the addition of hydrogen in the process of hydrogenation. Therefore, Sauteing, frying, or cooking with oils is never recommended. You can saute in organic, low-sodium vegetable broths or balsamic vinegar, lemon and herbs, or simply water. In nature, the structure of things usually dictates how they function. When fats and oils are subjected to high heat and processing, their structure can be altered and rearranged into a trans form. This alteration, or transformation, compromises cell function, increases inflammation, cellular aging, and the risk of bacterial and viral infection. Trans fatty acids are remarkably increased in processed junk food. Research has shown that the routine consumption of junk food increases a significant increase in C-reactive protein, a liver protein associated with increased inflammation. The increased consumption of trans fatty acids also has been associated with an increased risk of metabolic syndrome. The third modification occurs when fats are exposed to oxygen under high heat conditions. This process of oxidation, or lipid peroxidation, produces dangerous oxidants known as free radicals that are linked with premature aging, inflammation, and cancer. The likelihood of forming dangerous free radicals is greater when you consume polyunsaturated fatty acids that have been exposed to high cooking heat. Since these are the fats found in the membranes of animal cells, eating a diet high in animal products subjected to high heat cooking exposes the body to the greatest amount of free radicals. Some of the worst culprits are the smoking of cheeses and the grilling, frying, or barbecuing of meat. Antioxidants found in the colors of fruits and vegetables quench the action and damage of free radicals and provide the greatest protection against free radical damage, inflammation, and disease. Eliminating all oils and eating a diverse, low-fat, whole plant diet with small amounts of nuts and seeds is the best way to maintain optimal amounts of healthy fat in your diet. Steaming, sauteing, and boiling rather than grilling, frying, and barbecuing will help you eliminate dangerous, unhealthy alterations of fat. Well, that was the end of the article, again put out by the National Health Association. Kathy and I receive a monthly magazine called Health Science from them, and we really like the information that they put in, the scientific information that they include. They're one of the organizations that we draw from for some of our nutritional information. And we've been doing this a long time. And once you start getting oil out of your life, you will notice the difference. Kathy and I talk about the mouth coating and just like it masks the flavors. I always used to say, do you want to drink a cup of oil? I mean, it can help. You could do whatever you want to do, and we do not tell anyone what to do. We're making suggestions in our retreats. We're showing you what we are trying to do, and living more whole food plant-based means, well, we'll eat the whole olives. I just made a wonderful olive dressing last night using whole olives and some lemon juice and a little mustard and garlic and water or yellow pepper. So there's just a lot of ways to make good dressings. And if you do continue to use oil, maybe consider using less or consider not heating the oils. And hopefully that article explains some of those reasons. Thank you for listening. The more we see whole foods from Mother Nature as our true and real foods, gosh, the journey just keeps getting better. Many blessings.